Okay. Beta. I'm gonna show y'all boys where I'm from, man. I'm from.
Can't you just sit there and be like, nah, I could see why people want to see that fight.
Crawford exploit all them hoes. I mean, all his hoes that he got, Crawford to exploit them. You see that dumbass, long ass uppercut he threw from way across the street? You see that stupid shit? He do that. He do that stupid shit.
But do you understand why people want to see that fight though?
No, I truly, like I'm saying, they was trying to say he was a hybrid. This is what the people are saying. He's a hybrid of Roy Jones Jr. and Bud Crawford. Man, get out of here. Well, yet we get Lima. Yet his own mouth needs two. This is his own mouth. Now, this is what I'm saying. His own mouth. He needs two tune-up fights to fight Virgil Ortiz.
He actually never said that. He never said that. He never said that.
Did they refute it?
He
And
did.
then when
He
they asked him last night, he didn't even want to answer them questions because the man was he was like, oh well, that's where we here now. He wanted to bring Devin Haney up to 52. He turned down Teofimo Lopez. Why? Teofimo Lopez was a lightweight. Why would you turn down Teofimo Lopez? Why would you need to drag Devin Haney up to 52? Now wait a minute, this is what I'm saying too though. You are a crossbreed between Roy Jones Jr. and Bud Crawford. You are a hybrid of those two guys. What the fuck? That's like a nigga that can never get beat in
life. oh, so how highly do you think of his skills?
I mean, like I'm saying, I don't really. All right, okay. When I'm thinking of his skills, right? Boost looked like an average boxer to me. Boost looked like maybe above average boxer to me. Boost don't do nothing that really nothing.
Well, come on, Bernie. We not doing that.
You the truth. So you see, so you mad at me? Okay, now look at this. Now when you watch, they got Crawford. They got the highlights of Crawford, right? Like I said, when I told him before when I did the thing, he shot the straight left hand, then he changed it to a loop. He shot the straight left hand, came up short. Then in the same breath, he turned it to a loop and snapped Buddy's head back. Okay, okay, they say he didn't catch the shot. Oh, he caught the shot with his hand. He got caught with the shot. He stabbed him with the same hand, then uppercutted him with the same hand. When is Moose doing something like that?
Okay,
go back and watch. Then how they show how he pinned him, how he held him, how he pinned him, and then he. Come on, when is Moose doing something like that? Since you want to put it in the when I'm talking about when you talking about his skill set. These are skill sets, not running off rattling combinations.
Okay, so but this is my thing though, right? Like obviously you think Crawford will beat anybody in history, and I can't really argue that because he damn near might. Like I'm not gonna say they didn't doubt Crawford, but I think where you or anybody else from maybe Crawford's camp will get some pushback. I don't think anybody pushes back if you're just like, nah, Crawford to beat him, Crawford is whatever. Because Crawford is that great. But I think the pushback comes from those type of comments when it's just like he's just an average boxer.
About the comments, but what I'm saying is facts. People hate the facts. I just told somebody.
Hey man, what it do still with the camp sound like a little big boss hog. Boss dog can't pull through the door here to talk to the box. Fuck about soliloquy. Maybe tough times don't last. Good people do don't know for yourself. Caught him in a highlight, maybe you met a peak game, 84 was swing. Your boy I'm trying to, I left out the house without brushing my hair, brushing these BDBs on my head. You know what I'm saying? Your boy got these BDBs on my head, man. Your boy just pulled up to where I pulled up at. Y'all know me. Your boy been sick. But the grind don't stop. Let's talk boxing. So, Bernie the Boxer was interviewed on, I think, Mill City Boxing on YSM. And they asked him, about Boots. He talked about Boots Ennis and the fight. But then he started talking about how Boots don't do nothing special. And that's where he lost me. Now, let's just throw this disclaimer out here. Jan Boots Ennis, him fighting Lima and all these other dudes, okay, I get it. Like, you know what I mean? I understand. Like, he ain't fighting names. He needs to fight names. So I'm 1,000% on board with that. I'm not finna cap. I ain't finna sit here and act like I'm not on board, right? I'm 1,000% on board with that. Okay? I'm gonna throw that perfectly out there. 1,000% on board with that observation, right? Jaron Ennis needs to fight names. He needs to fight people that's gonna offer resistance for him. Because Lima, everybody knew he was gonna beat the Bucks off Lima. That's just what it boils down to. Everybody knew that. They was trying to hype it up. I think Greg Hackett was saying something about, you know, Boots gonna get knocked down and all this other stuff. It didn't happen. Boots beat the brakes off that dude. That dude didn't need to be in there with Boots. All right, but here's my disclaimer, right? When I'm a disclaimer, here's my statement. Bernie the boxer, when it comes down to Terrence Crawford, he loses logic, and I just want to throw that perfectly out there. You know, a lot of Bud Buddies gonna get mad. Bernie might see this and get upset, or he might not. But all I'm saying is, when it comes down to Terrence Crawford, he loses boxing logic. He's very knowledgeable about boxing. When you hear him talk about other fighters and other fights, you be like, man, okay. But when it come down to Terrence Crawford, he say stuff, I be like, what the like. So he made the statement that Jaron Ennis is not a special fighter. He don't do nothing special to him. And like I said, I'm in agreement. Boots ain't fought the names that we want him to fight. I'm in agreement with that. I'm not finna sit here and say I'm not in agreement with it. I'm definitely in agreement with that statement. Jaron Ennis does not fight the names or the people that we want him to fight, as of note, right? And I don't think he will under Eddie Hearn. Eddie Hearn doing all this talking and all that. I just don't believe nothing Eddie Hearn says, right? And I'm just keeping that 1,000. I know that Eddie Hearn is saying, oh, you know, we got a big budget for 2026. We'll see. You know what I'm saying? But I doubt it. I don't think this man is going to be able to give Boots. We're going to continue to see Boots fight these type of fights. I'm telling you. That's what it boils down to. Until Boots man up and kind of do what Shakur did and be like, you know what? I'm going to go a different route. Right? Like, that's what it is. I think the fights can happen if he gets from under Eddie Hearn. I think Boots is with Eddie Hearn because Eddie Hearn is willing to pay money. And a lot, it's crazy. You know, a lot of big channels are starting to say what I've been saying. I made a video talking about that. I said Boots is with Eddie Hearn because Eddie Hearn is overpaying. Right? That's what it boils down to. Eddie Hearn is overpaying Boots for these type of fights. Right? And it's going to backfire on Boots if he get in there with a low-level guy and he lose. Right? But let me get back on topic. I don't understand how Bernie the Boxer could say that Jaron Ennis don't do nothing special, right? Then he proceeded to be like, oh, well, they say he's a Terrence Crawford, Roy Jones Jr. hybrid. Well, you look at Terrence Crawford, you see special. Where? Where do you see special at Terrence Crawford? The guys who are special, right, they fill up stadiums. They fill up arenas. Boots is, I mean, yeah, he fighting in his hometown, but he filling up that Philadelphia arena. I don't know the name of it, but he filling that mug up. And every time Boots fight, people talking about it, right? I mean, I'm just being real. Anytime he fights, people talking about it, right? Crawford, I mean, only reason people talking about him as of late is because of the people that he beat, right? Which is Errol and Canelo. But when he fought Madrimar, people was like, they start questioning stuff. Right? We're just being honest. So, when you analyze this and you look at the totality of the circumstances, Terrence Crawford don't do nothing special. Terrence Crawford, all he does is he's very studious and he knows your weaknesses and he makes sure that he capitalizes on those weaknesses. He don't do nothing special. Boots do stuff like he'll be going, mid combination, switch southpaw, step back, and then throw an uppercut from over here, right? With his lead hand, throw an uppercut, roll, throw another uppercut. And you like, what in the world? That's stuff Boots be doing, right? Boots the type of fighter that can fight with his hands down. Terrence Crawford can't do that, right? He's not that type of fighter. So that's why people want to see Boots fight, right? That's why you get that excitement when you see Boots fight, right? Because Boots is the type of fighter that is a showsman, right? Terrence don't care about being a showsman. Terrence just want to win. Boots want to put on a show while also winning, right? You seen Boots against Stanionis. He was celebrating, acting like he was Allen Iverson, crossing over and then throw a punch, right? Whereas Terrence gonna stick his tongue out and he gonna move around the ring if he have to a little bit, but that's it. Terrence Crawford don't move his head like that. He keeps his hands high so he can catch on the glove and return. That's what he do, right? Or he's gonna throw in between your shots. He's mastered that, but there's nothing special about that. It's just good fundamentals, right? It's just capitalizing on opportunities, right? Whereas Boots makes opportunities, right? You may have a closed guard. Boots gonna open up that guard. So he gonna throw a shot to open up, to knock your hand out the way and then throw a hook. Or he gonna throw around your guard. He gonna throw a leaping hook, right? A gazelle punch, right? Bud not doing stuff like that, man. So I call cap on Burning the Boxer when he started talking about Boots don't do nothing special. I call cap. I think he hating on him, bro. I'm gonna use y'all reference. He's hating on him. He's hating on Jaron Ennis. How could you do that? Why would you do that? Why? Ah! That's what y'all be doing, dog. I'm just saying, bro. I'm just keeping 1,000, bro. It's like, look, how can you sit there and say that? How can you sit there and be like, you know what? Boots don't do nothing special. What? I gotta disagree with you on that one. Like, look, I agree. The nigga need to fight people. And I'm sorry for using that word. The brother need to fight people. I agree. He need to fight people. And I don't believe he gonna get them fights. I'm not gonna lie to you. I don't believe it. I think that we're gonna be in the same pickle again. You know what I mean? We're gonna be talking like this again. Like, dang, I wish Boots would fight somebody. That's just where we're gonna be. You feel me? Like, I'm just being honest. We're gonna be in the same boat, saying the same thing as long as Boots is on Eddie Hearn. And Eddie Hearn gonna continue to sell and, you know, oh, Boots, he's special. He's a special fighter. Yeah, Crocker, he's a special fighter. Bloody Tay. Yeah, blah, 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 blah. I'm telling you, he just gonna continue to sell wolf tickets. And, you know, that's what it is. You know, like, we just got to be real. But Jaron Ennis, bro, is a special fighter. The dude can fight, bro. I'm not finna hate on, just like Crawford. Crawford can fight, but Crawford's not special, right? He's not a guy where you be like, dang, man, that dude's special, bro. It's like, you like, Crawford a killer. Like, you know what I mean? He just capitalizes on your weaknesses. If anything you say about Crawford a killer. But when you look at Boots, you be like, man, that dude's special, bro. Like, you see what he did, bro? He just threw a gazelle punch, or he just threw a hook. You know what I'm saying? So, I don't know, bro. Like, I disagree with Bernie. I think Bernie, you know, I'm going to post the link in the description to the video so y'all can hear it, right? I was going to add the audio, but I don't feel like doing that for this video. Because it's a long interview. Like, you know what I mean? I ain't feel like listening to it again. Because I was listening to it when I was sick. So I was just laid up in a bed. And I sent it to Coach B. I was like, man, listen to this. Yo, it's crazy that I'm sick and I'm still looking up boxing content for y'all, man. That's how much I fool with y'all, man. You know what I'm talking about? But, yeah, man, the dude, bro, like, tripping. Like, come on, man. Like, what are you saying? You like, oh, yo, he does nothing special. And you need to look again. You know, I don't know what you looking at. You know, like, bro, stop playing, bro. Like, that man, one thing I say is this. The dude can fight, bro. You know what I'm saying? He's a special fighter. He's a special talent. Now, can he do that against top competition? We'll see, right? It's yet to know. I'm not going to say he can't do it. Right? Because, you know, Bernie, I think, alluded to the fact that, he ain't gonna be doing that stuff when he getting there with, you know, Virgil and all them. We'll see. He may do that against them, too. You know what I mean? He may do that, you know, you never know, bro. Right? So, I don't know. But this whole talk about he ain't special, bro, like, the dude can fight, bro. I'm sorry. You can get mad at your mama, not at me. He can fight his tail off, right? That's real talk. I ain't playing, I ain't capping. That's real talk. You feel me? So, y'all boys get your mind right. Let me know what y'all think. Boss gone.